Many excluded portranges. How to delete. Hyper-V is disabled. Since the Windows Update 2004, I am fighting with many programs and tools that can't bind to certain ports. A bit research I stumbled across. Netch interface IP4 show excluded portrange protocol equals TCP. In my case it yields. After disabling Hyper-V, I switched to WSL2 based Docker. Currently the range 1431 through 1530 is preventing me from running my Oracle database. But the reserved ranges change after every reboot. I tried to delete some ranges with netch int IP4 delete excluded portrange protocol equals TCP start port equals 1431 number of ports equals 100, but it yields access denied in admins MD. What is reserving these ranges and how to control them?
I found an answer at this GitHub comment you might try. To free the port. This worked for you in Windows 10 2004, and for me in Windows 10 20H2. In earlier version of Windows, I was successful with one of the following. Compare how can I know what is preventing my socket to bind to localhost :50060 to 50,959. While that may disconnect your network, don't despair. Because, if one of the above works for you, you may try the following once to fix this permanently. Adapt the start port and the number of ports to your needs. Also, consider IP6 if needed. This should survive a net start of the corresponding service as well as a reboot, as you can check using. If this outputs you should be good for a while.
The answer by @Yosh, relating to Hyper-V, is one potential cause of the issue. However, the issue was different for me. In my case, it's because Windows started with its dynamic ports configured to start at port 1025 and end at port 5000. Because of this, when Docker Desktop started up, it would reserve its ports within the 1025 to 5000 port range, which was, sometimes, conflicting with the ports that my own programs were configured to reserve/use. For port forwarding from my local Kubernetes cluster to localhost. To see if your dynamic ports is set incorrectly, you can run if you see start port column 1025, then the dynamic ports range is misconfigured. To fix it, you'll need to set it to a more sensible range, avoiding the and LT 10K ports, which is typically where devs place their own apps. To set it to the recommended range, if your issue is with IP6, then adjust the command accordingly. For more info, see here, this URL.
It seems to be related to Hyper-V issues described here. This URL. this URL. I've added the registry key, which cleared most of the reserved ports. There are many reserved ranges such as 1612 to 2111, 2180 to 2779, etc.
Possible solution and possible cities.